is up, Daisy fans? So today we're returning with one of my favorite videos to do, Wings of Fire tier list, and this is part 2. Now there are timestamps for the 2 tier lists we're doing plus other things. So yeah, let's begin. First with the announcements. First up, we are only 8 views away from hitting our grand, amazing goal of 8,000 views total. Okay, and it is crazy. And shout outs, especially, I'm not allowed. I'm probably not in the way to give a shout out because I'm not popular. But honestly, it's not more a shout out, more like a thank you to Glade, the Mudwing, the best Mudwing in the whole room. You've been very supportive. I know you're watching this video. You commenting on all of these videos are really appreciated by me. And honestly, to say the truth, I think the first and hopefully not only but the first person to do this, and it really makes me happy to see there's at least one person in this whole YouTube community of everyone. There's at least one person who truly watches my videos and actually comments on them. I would rather have Glade the Mudwing as my singular viewer than have 100 meaningless viewers who don't truly care about the content. So yeah. Okay, now let's move on to the tier list. So first we got Wings of Fire protagonists. Now, yeah. Beginning with Blue. He's a A tier. I'm working with a very crappy trackpad, so yeah. I feel like Blue falls in the category of pretty much cinnamon roll, and you'll find a lot of cinnamon rolls in A tier. And yeah, overall, Blue's arc isn't like godly good, but it isn't like really bad either. And then so yeah, obviously he's gonna go in A tier. I don't think Blue's like amazing, but I don't think he's like even close to mid tier. He's above mid tier, but not the best tier. So that's why he's like right in A tier. Then you got Clay, literally just Blue but a Mudwing. Not technically, but they pretty much act the same. Another cinnamon roll in the community, and we love our little cinnamon rolls. That did not go out right, but basically all the cinnamon rolls in the WoW community, Clay, Blue, Sunny, it's just appreciative because their stories, they're just the lighthearted characters. And sometimes the problem I see with them is that normally they work better as the background characters, but these characters somehow brought main character attention to them, even though they have that side character vibe. Because normally the carrying character is not the main character, but they are, and that's still fine. Next we got Clearsight, B tier. I like Clearsight a lot, and you'll see this in a second, but overall as a main character, I didn't really like her old protagonist-esque. I get her idea, and I think she's a decent protagonist, but she doesn't have a protagonist vibe that I really like, because she's basically the protagonist, and she is slightly defaulted. She has a friend, she always worries about them, he turns on her, and then yeah. And sorry for the background noise, but basically that's default for me. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for anyone who's watching this video as a Clearsight fan, but she's just not for me. Fathom, C tier. I like Fathom. I like Darkstalker as a book, but you'll see what I mean by this in a second. But Fathom has a similar idea to Clearsight, just his anxiety is cranked up. And here's where I see the biggest problem with Fathom as a protagonist. Most of the chapters that are titled Fathom are barely about Fathom. Now, I know, like, the first bits, they're about Fathom because he's in the Sea Kingdom and there's no one else to take over. But the second, like, Fathom begins to come to the Night Kingdom and he normalizes, then most of the story is not about Fathom, it's about Darkstalker and Clearsight. And even though in the Fathom chapters they still mention more of Darkstalker and Clearsight than Fathom himself. I see this as a slight problem and why he's going to go to C tier. Glory, honestly, S tier protagonist. I feel like out of the success of the Dragoness, she's like gonna go to either she's definitely gonna go to number 1. I mean, taking over the strongest tribe as their new queen and getting the ability to militarize them, because she is slightly militarized the dangerous species of dragons, and that's scary. Which is why I honestly tell how Glory is one of the greatest dragons, and why she deserves S tier, because in her book and out of her book, she's really good. Then we got Cricket. I'm gonna give Cricket an A tier. Sorry about that. Okay, we're here. Okay, Cricket's an A tier because he deserves to be an A tier. I'll talk about some more characters and less characters. The characters that I might have a controversial opinion in my idea. Cricket's not S tier for me. I think he's A tier in my idea, but overall I feel like he's a decent character. Not mind-boggling, but also not very crappy, not overdone by a single quality feature. Like, they have a single thing and that's what their whole story centers around them, which is a problem. And Cricket doesn't have that. Slightly has it, but still. So this is so we got the Dragon Slayer protagonist, and the thing is, I have still not read Dragon Slayer. The book, I have it. I'm almost finished with the whole franchise. I haven't finished most of the franchise. I'm near the end of Flames of Hope. Just a little bit more to go. But I'm thinking of reading Dragon Slayer last because it is a huge book. But just for the sake of this, I actually have no idea about the human characters. I have not found much about them either, so they're just going to remain out of the tier list. Sorry about that. Anyway, next we got our other S tier, Darkstalker. Yeah, I'm a big Darkstalker fan. He deserves S tier. He's a really cool character, and the protagonist's wives are there as the evil protagonist, you know? The guy who believes he is doing a good, but is actually turning evil. A good explanation is Thanos, who is shown to be evil, but what some fans know but some don't is that Thanos in Avengers Infinity War and is actually the protagonist of the story, and this is similar to Darkstalker. He does need to win in some way possible. Sure, it's an origin story, but still, there's a method that he wins, and that is by killing his father. Sure, Clearsight wins in the end, but Darkstalker's not dead. That doesn't mean that the protagonist loses. It just means that this protagonist is gonna return later on. And we literally see that. Okay, next we have Moonwatcher, another A tier. Again, she's not mind-bogglingly good, but I do really like Moonwatcher because her story that, like Tweety making her a mind reader, we really get to see the open-minded. We get to literally hear every single thing, like that Clearsight hears. Sorry, Moonwatcher hears, and it's just so cool. And Moon is just a really great character. And sorry, I'm saying "and" a lot. And it's pretty useful too, because not just that, but the protagonist also brings the other characters to light as we get to see them. And most importantly, she is so fun to watch, to read. I'm really sturdy, so yeah. Next we got Peril, B tier. Not fully self-explanatory, but Peril's just not my type of main character. Yeah, I just have no comment on her. Next we have Winter. Honestly, Winter's whole change was very funny to me. I feel like the main reason that he's gonna go in B tier is because, like, let's take a small look at Glory. She ends up going from this basically this draggy, sad, not sad, more like just the character, and then she just shifts into this leadership role. And the thing is, she stays in that leadership role, whereas in Winter and a single other character, they are brats all around, except in their book where they get emotionally traumatized and cries. Anyways, Winter's story is just so sad. Next we have Snowfall. A tier. I don't find anything problem with her. She's really cool, and that's all I got to say. Snudoo! I feel like Snudoo is one of the greatest characters there is, but she fits more as the Tsunami vibe, if you understand what I mean. See, there's this thing I realized with Wings of Fire is that Tweety never writes a proper protagonist. It's always a side character's main idea put into the story. And the thing is, everyone's the protagonist and not just a single person. Sure, they get their own book, but it's like a TV show. Every person has this episode centered on them to complete the whole series. And Snudoo's idea is that she's Pearl's in the Tsunami idea. And Tsunami's arc is pretty good. The main reason that I like Snudoo as a protagonist is because we get to explore the poison jungle, and overall, I really just like Snudoo. Anyway, next we got Starlight, C tier. I like Starlight, but he overall didn't bring too much light, and the thing is, he didn't even change in his own story. Like, literally when the Skyms are about to die, it's like, so we're the oh, they're dead. Crap. That was literally Starlight. And pretty much, that's all I can say about him. He just doesn't get development in my eyes. He literally just goes through the book. Moral says the prophecy is fake, and then he's like, "Oh no! So our life goal is a lie." So yeah, okay. So quick break. This video was supposed to be a two-part, two-tier list, but I'm checking the time and I'm spending a lot of time in the single tier list, and I need to get these videos to be not too long. And obviously it's a ranking, so you can't cut anything. So tier list part 3 will come out pretty soon, but it'll focus less on these guys. It'll focus on a single tier list like this one probably, because these videos are taking some time. But anyway, next we got Sunny. Like Cricket and Blue, they just need to be in a gang right here. Sunny is another cinnamon roll, and I really like her spin of the story, and especially because she finally lands a protagonist role. And this is a really cool thing, because she's always been the background sunshine with Clay, but now she actually changes. She goes by herself and does things without relying on other people, especially her own friends. And this is a cool idea given by Tweety, and overall an amazing idea too. Tsunami. She's definitely an A tier. She deserves the spot with Snudoo. Pretty good. And overall, I feel like pretty much Tsunami has that whole I'm getting traumatized by my mother every day, and I'm getting even more trauma by the people around me every day vibe. And I am really I'm really thinking about this, but Tsunami has a certain story around her, and especially because she has the I am the worst person that will beat you up vibe. She really does have a story fit to her. Turtle, B tier. Not the best character. He steps up in the end, which is what I truly like about him, to kick Anemone. Anemone I thought was going to be one of my favorite characters after reading book 2, but she just fell to one of my least favorite in book 9. And honestly, I really feel sad about it. Sure, she gets more decency, but still. Okay, but Turtle on the other hand, we actually, first going back, when Moon sees Turtle and Anemone fight, it's pretty cool because we see this act out in book 9, and we get to see how Turtle's not always just playing games, and he actually can get serious, which I truly like about him. Luna is next. A tier. I mean, obviously, Luna is amazing, but you can't make a Luna without a swordfish. That's one of my favorite ships too. But overall, Luna just fits me a good main character vibe. I feel like the last books have some of the better main characters than the first books. So yeah. Finally, we got Gigli. Straight S tier. Wow, I actually did that perfectly. I think that was done by the gods. But Gigli deserves the S tier because it's Gigli. This. Where is she at? Okay. I'm like questioning because we are supposed to see both of them, but okay. Yeah, okay, back to this one. Gigli is basically the S tier villain. I just hit myself in the head because of how I was focusing on these guys on the trio just to see where they fit in the cover, and I'm getting infinitely distracted by them. So yeah, but basically Gigli's the main one of the best protagonists I've seen. Talking more about Gigli, sorry, I'm really he what the main reason that I like Gigli and the reason that I truly like him as a character and not just as a protagonist is his mind. He has a constant thinking mind, which for some reason I can relate to. If I do this now, I will affect it later, but that will create this thing, and you'll focus on this thing, and I really like that about Gigli. And he really has an intense mind and an intense backstory, which all is put away by his amazing character skills. So yeah. But guys, that's the end of this video. Huge thanks to Glade the Mudwing. You're one of my best. You're one of the best people to join this channel. You're one of the best people to subscribe to this channel. And honestly, I really like it that you're actually actual commenter on these videos. But yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. If we can hit 2 singular likes, which we probably can, I will do tier list part 3, Wings of Fire ships. But guys, that's Diozy going out.